Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new video, and I've been going through some discussions with my chat lately over on twitch.tv/Zeddy. If you haven't checked out the stream, come hang over. We talk about the game all the time. We stream everything. Anyways, over what cards we cannot wait to leave in rotation. So, as you know, every April there's rotation, and like all the expansions from the prior year rotate out, and a bunch of cards that we're sick of seeing are gone. And right now, the expected rotation will see Descent of Dragons, we'll see Rise of Shadows, we'll see Saviors of Uldum, and I think we have Galakrond's Awakening, the Adventure, all rotate, probably in April, unless like they decide to change things up. I wanted to go over the top 10 cards that I absolutely cannot wait to see leave. I can't stand seeing these cards anymore. I want them gone. Important to note, I'm not going to include any of the the Demon Hunter Initiate cards, because I do believe they are set to rotate. That includes cards like Twin Slice and I think like Battle Fiend. But they said that some of them won't rotate. It's like, it's up in the air. So none of the Demon Hunter cards that may or may not rotate, because believe me, I put a lot of them on this list. But I'm going to keep that off of there for now. Instead, we're just going to take a look at all the cards from the aforementioned expansions plus adventure. So let's take a look at the top 10 cards I cannot wait to see rotate this coming April. So first, at number 10 is a Hunter card, Rot Nest Drake. It's a 5-mana 6/5 dragon, and it has a battle cry. If you're holding a dragon, destroy a random enemy minion. And this card just, for me, exemplifies the issue of pure power creep. It's a premium statted minion. Not only that, aggressively statted, with an absolutely insane battle cry effect given to one of the most aggressive classes in the game. I could not believe when they made this card. I'm like, this is just completely broken for the sake of being broken, and it basically was. Dragon Hunter and Highlander Hunter all ran this, and they were like tier 1 busted. They still kind of are, although they kind of ditched their dragon stuff, so it's not as prevalent today. But this card just drove me crazy. Just for its pure ridiculous power level early on. And it's probably lower on the list because it just doesn't see a lot of play anymore. But still, I'm upset about it, and I can't wait for it to rotate. Number 9 is Ysera Unleashed, the Druid Legendary Dragon from Descent of Dragons. It's a 9-mana 4/12, and you shuffle like 7 Dream Dragon Portals into your deck that when are drawn, they summon a random dragon. And this card, I think would have been like, okay, if it was actually ever played when it was like you had 9 mana. But you know, like Druid ramps with Overgrowth and plays this on like turns 4, 5, or like Lightning blooms it out even sooner, and then they have a board of gigantic dragons, and it's just the most ridiculous, unfun thing. And especially for a while, it would summon Nozdormu, and you would literally skip your turn. It was infuriating, frustrating, and then they could discover more, and there's more random dragons, and like, what am I supposed to do with an army of Deathwings? And this card, the power level of this was ridiculous. The random dragon pool, for the most part, is really powerful. And I just thought it created so many non-games and just a lot of frustration that I'm very excited for Ysera to leave. At number 8, I have the Puzzle Box of Yogg-Saron, the 10-mana mage spell. And, you know, it casts 10 random spells, and you don't know what's going to happen. And for a while, it was cheated out a lot earlier than on 10 mana, whether Tolder and Pilgrim. You could cheat it out with your Dragon Caster. And it just created ridiculous games. It got Silvername into the World Championships, by the way. Silvername is going to be the World Championships in, like, next week. He basically got carried by this against Bunny Hopper. It's like it exemplifies everything that's wrong with, like, super high-power, ridiculous RNG cards that just steal games for no reason other than casting random crap. And basically they nerfed, you know, Dragon Caster because of Puzzle Box. Not because it cheated out like Power Creation or Deep Freeze. No, it was because of Puzzle Box. And again, it's not as prevalent anymore because you rarely ever get to that much mana cost because of Demon Hunter. But for a long time, this card was just driving me nuts. And I'm definitely looking forward to it going to Wild, where it basically belongs there. It's a pretty stupid Wild card, but it belongs in Wild. At number 7, I have the Rogue Legendary Heist Baron Togwoggle. It's a 6 mana 5/5, and if you're controlling a lackey, you get to discover treasure. It's either like draw 3 cards that cost 0, or you could pick draw 3 cards and they cost 0, or you could pick draw 3 cards and they cost 0, or you could pick draw 3 cards and they cost 0, because that's what anyone pretty much always picked. There were other options, of course. Get 2 random legendaries. You get the 0, you fill your hand with the same copy of a card. But regardless, this was basically, yeah, cheat out a bunch of mana, do a bunch of broken stuff, and create just a bunch of uninteractive turns. And with recent additions to the game like Polkelt, you could like tutor that you get 0 mana Galakrond into 0 mana Kronks, 0 mana Flick. It's just absurd. And I just thought it was really toxic. Cards should never cost 0, especially at this level, and they still do. It dodged nerfs the entire time. I had a golden and regular Togwoggle forever waiting for this card to get nerfed. It never happened, and I'm looking forward to it going. Honestly, I don't think it would have been that bad if it was more like Mare and the Fox, where the options weren't like Discover. You know, like getting those 0 mana cards so consistently was so busted and dictated the meta for a very long time. I will definitely not miss it whatsoever. At number 6 is not one card, it's a series of cards, and that is the Resurrection package in Priest. So, like, you have Convincing Infiltrator, you have like Psychopomp, Mass Resurrection, Contrarian Morte, and I know Convincing Infiltrator is not really a resurrect card, but come on, it was made to be resurrected. And we, you know, Priest is just such an unfun type of mechanic to face, and of course it's back in Wild, great. But when this rotates, there won't be much resurrect stuff at all in Standard, and hopefully that'll stay that way, because it's just not fun. It's toxic. People hate it, yet people love to play it. It's this weird thing. Everybody hates it. All I ever see people do is complain about Res Priest, and then when you go play Ladder, there's so many people always playing Res Priest. Who are these people? What is wrong with them? Everybody hates it, but these people keep playing it. I want to know who they are. Give me their addresses. I want to go talk to them. I promise I won't be violent. But yeah, I am looking forward to all these Res cards going away, and hopefully we stop seeing Resurrect cards, but I kind of doubt it. At number 5, we have a Mage Epic. Mana Cyclone. It's 2 mana 2/2 elemental, and you add a random mage spell to your hand for every spell you cast this turn. Screw this card. Screw the random garbage it created. Screw what it enabled with Apprentice and Evocation until that rotated last year. I just hate this card. It's just like a 2 mana card that generates so much random crap that like cheats out giants and just does so disgusting things, and you can't possibly play around anything. And I would be okay with this card existing if it wasn't super competitive, but man, it's been good basically its entire run. You know, the only thing that's kept this card in check, honestly, is Demon Hunter. So if there's one thing to be thankful for the overabundance of aggro Demon Hunters, at least it's keeping you from getting, like, bullcrap by random stuff from Mana Cyclone. So yeah, absolutely cannot wait for Mana Cyclone to go, where it can go rotten wild forever and ever. At number 4 is another series of cards, not one specific card, but the bomb cards from Warriors. So you have like Wrench Caliber, you have the 3/3 mech, you have Blastmaster Boom, those type of cards. I am just looking forward to bombs being gone. It's just frustrating when they can just make a Wrench Caliber and literally kill you with one weapon, shuffling in like 30 damage into your deck. If you're a Highlander deck, it negates all of that. It's just a really frustrating thing. It can shut off your pure Paladin strategy, and, you know, you're inevitably just going to die to bombs you can't stop, and they scale ridiculously with cards like Upgrade. It's just not really the most fun mechanic to face, and also it's very boring to face. It's always the same thing. Shuffle a bunch of bombs, kill all my stuff, and eventually I die. So yeah, Bomb Warrior, all those bomb cards, I am looking forward to them being gone, and hopefully they're not reintroduced at any point in the near future, because yeah, they were in the meta for way, way too long and really overstayed its welcome for me. At number 3, I have the Galakrond cards. It's a set of cards, but mainly the Rogue, Priest Galakronds, and then Kronks. So the Rogue and Priest Galakronds were the big offenders to me of what I don't like about hero cards, and that's infinite value. Like Priest constantly generating random minions, or Rogue constantly generating random lackeys, which can give you more value, whether it be spells or dragons. And it's frustrating because you can never play any control archetype if these cards are in the meta, because you can't outvalue them, ever. You just lose to one card, this infinite generator, and I found that to be such a frustration. Such, like, I just never liked that style. Like, I don't mind all the Galakronds. Like, the Warrior one scaled a little too high, but it was okay. Shaman Galakrond was a little OP at the beginning, but became, you know, reasonable. Warlocks was fine. Like, I didn't mind them, but when they have, like, that big payoff, but not infinite value payoff. So those cards I'm looking forward to, as well as Kronks. Kronks I found to be really egregious. It was just overpowered. It was a 6/6 that tutored, or gave you a giant taunt or healing or board clear, and basically betrayed class identity for classes like Rogue, that all of a sudden had access to healing and taunt, and I just thought that was kind of absurd. It was way too much power level, in my opinion, in one card. So Kronks, Galakronds, go to Wild. I don't want to see you anymore. Well, I guess I have to deal with you for like 4 more months. But anyways, I'm looking forward to them to be gone. At number 2, another set of cards, and this is the Highlander cards. Mainly Zephyrus, Bran, and Dragon Queen. These cards, in particular Zephyrus, were just so frustrating. Zephyrus, your opponent drawing that perfect Zephyrus card, you know, giving their class a Bloodlust when they shouldn't have one, a board clear when they shouldn't have one, a heal when they shouldn't have one, or when I would play Zephyrus and like, oh, I just need a Hex and I'm fine, and it gives me Temple Enforcer, or it gives me just something completely not perfect. It was an infuriating experience, and I didn't hate Zeph. I never asked for it to get nerfed. I just got frustrated with it. Frustrated with the ability of my opponent top-decking that literal perfect card could be a real pain in my butt. Bran, just because I hated getting Brand on 7 every single game by every single Highlander hunter, because every single hunter always has Bran on 7 and you cannot convince me otherwise. And that's even before they made Polkelt to really make sure it happened. Didn't matter. They always had it. Drove me crazy. And Dragon Queen, which isn't that prevalent anymore since it got nerfed, but before it got nerfed, was one of the most broken cards of all time that was based purely on pure random and costing 0. The worst type of broken, in my opinion. And I know it's not that great now, but still, I don't want to ever see that card again. I can't stand it. I'm glad it's gone. Go away, Dragon Queen. And before I get to my number one, I want to give out one honorable mention to one card that I can't wait that will rotate, and that's Edwin Van Cleef, the 3-mana 2/2 Rogue Legendary from the Classic set. It has to rotate. Hall of Fame this card. It's been forever, please. It's stolen so many games. It's so stupid. Just Hall of Fame it already. It's going to be 2021. Do something, Blizzard. Enough of Edwin. It's going to rotate, right? It's going to rotate. I believe. Anyways, number 1. Most anticipated card that I cannot wait to rotate, again, is a series of cards, and that is every stupid lackey and lackey generating card in Hearthstone. For me, lackeys are the worst design choice I have ever seen in the history of the game. You'll probably disagree with me on that, but for me, it is. They're 1/1s that generate infinite value, that can create win conditions, that can rob you with random taunts, random damage, random spells, random dragons that can create more random spells, or other random dragons, or random legendaries that can create random this and that and that and this and that and that and this. How many random things from lackeys have you lost your mind to? Or at least I have. I've at least shaved 30 years off my life. I'm going to probably die in 5 years because lackeys have driven me that insane. And I can't wait. It's going to be like the greatest thing of all time when lackeys are gone for me. No more infinite value. No more ridiculous garbage from them. And I just can't wait for all of them to go into Wild, where thankfully value doesn't really matter nearly as much there, and they probably won't see a ton of play, and I probably won't hopefully ever have to see lackeys again until they decide, you know what, we're going to make them eternal in the Classic set, because we really don't like Zeddy, and we're making lackeys permanent. Screw that guy. Anyways, those are my picks for the cards that I cannot wait to rotate. Let me know in the comments below, what cards can you not wait to rotate next year? Or are there some of these you disagree with that you love and I'm just a complete party pooper on all this? Just let me know in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.